You will never save money, no matter how hard you try. Not because you're lazy, not because you're bad with money, but because the system around you was quietly redesigned, so you stay stuck without realizing it. You cut expenses, you avoid unnecessary spending, you try to be responsible, and still, every month your money disappears faster than it should. It feels like you're doing everything right, but the result keeps getting worse, and that's the part that makes you question yourself. But here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear. This is not a discipline problem, and it's not just about income either. In this video on Us Finance Insight, I'm going to show you the real reason saving money feels impossible today, what changed behind the scenes, and what you need to understand now if you don't want to fall behind in the next few years. Because once you see this, you won't be able to unsee it. Everyone tells you the same advice: spend less and save more. But that advice was built for a different time. Today, you're not overspending on luxury, you're paying for survival. And survival itself has become expensive in a way most people haven't fully processed yet. Your rent increases quietly, your groceries cost a little more every month, your bills slowly rise, and your subscriptions renew without you thinking twice. Nothing feels extreme on its own, but together, it creates constant pressure that never really goes away. And here's where it gets dangerous, because this pressure is invisible. There's no single expense you can cut to fix everything. There's no obvious mistake you can correct. It just feels like your money is leaking from everywhere at the same time. So you try harder, you budget more strictly, you track your spending, you tell yourself next month will be different, but the result stays the same. And that creates a silent frustration most people can't explain. You're working, but not moving forward. You're earning, but not building anything. You're saving, but not getting ahead. But this is not even the real problem. Because even if you became perfect with your money, even if you tracked every dollar and cut every unnecessary expense, you would still feel stuck in this system. And that's where most people get it wrong. They think the solution is to fix themselves, when in reality, the environment around their money has changed completely. Let me make this simple. Imagine you make $4,000 a month. A few years ago, you could save $500 without feeling too much pressure. Today, your rent is up by $300, groceries by $200, and everything else quietly adds another $100 or more. That's already more than $600 gone, and suddenly your savings disappear even though your lifestyle didn't change. That's not bad money management. That's a shifting system. But wait, this goes deeper than just rising costs, because the real shift is something most people never notice. Money itself has changed. The way it behaves, the way it grows, and the way it loses value has quietly shifted. And almost nobody is talking about it in a way that actually connects. Saving money used to feel like progress. Now it often feels like you're standing still or slowly falling behind. And when that happens, your behavior starts changing without you even realizing it. Some people stop saving because it feels pointless. Others take bigger risks, trying to catch up faster. But both reactions come from the same hidden pressure. You're trying to play a new game with old rules, and that never works. Here's something that might sound uncomfortable, but you need to hear it. Working harder alone will not fix this problem, and saving more without changing your approach will not fix it either. That's the pattern interrupt most people ignore, because it challenges everything they've been told. Now pay attention, because this is where the shift happens. Average people keep asking how to save more money. Smart people start asking how money itself is changing and how to position themselves around that change. That one shift in thinking changes everything. Before we go further, you need to decide something. Most people stay stuck not because they're lazy, but because they never see the full picture. Most people stay stuck not because they're lazy, but because they never see the full picture. If you're starting to see it, if this is connecting with you, then make sure you're subscribed to Us Finance Insight. Because this channel is not for everyone. It's for people who want to stay ahead of what's coming, not react when it's already too late. Now let's go deeper, because this leads to a bigger question. If saving money is no longer enough on its own, then what actually works now? Because if you keep doing the same thing, your results will not just stay the same, they will slowly get worse over time. Think about the next 5 years. If your expenses keep rising, your income struggles to keep up, and your savings stay low, what happens to your life? You feel more pressure, your choices become limited, and your financial freedom slowly disappears without you even noticing when it started. That's the long-term trap, and this is where the divide begins. There are two types of people moving forward: the unaware and the aware. The unaware keep blaming themselves, cutting small expenses, trying to fix everything with budgeting, hoping things will go back to normal. But normal is already gone. The aware understand that the system has shifted, and they adapt early. They stop focusing only on saving small amounts and start focusing on how their money moves, how it grows, and how they can protect it from losing value over time. Now here's what that actually looks like in a simple way. First, stop treating saving as the final goal and start treating it as a temporary step. Saving alone is no longer enough. It's just a starting point to position your money better. Second, stop relying on a single income source in a system that quietly punishes it. If all your income depends on one place, you're more exposed than you think, and that risk increases over time. Third, become aware of where your money is losing value without you noticing. Small increases, silent costs, and inflation slowly eat your progress, and ignoring that is what keeps most people stuck. These are simple shifts, but they change how you play the game, and most people never make them. Now here's the final truth that ties everything together. The real reason you can't save money is not because you're bad with money, it's because the system around your money changed quietly and continuously, and you were never told how to adapt to it. That's why it feels confusing, that's why it feels frustrating, and that's why it feels like no matter what you do, it's never enough. But ignoring it will only make it worse. Because this shift is not slowing down, it's accelerating, and the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to catch up. Most people will not understand what's happening until they are already deep in financial pressure. If you want to stay ahead of this shift, not react when it's too late, then subscribe now to Us Finance Insight, because the next videos will break down exactly how to adapt, what to do differently, and how to position yourself before things get even harder. And in the next video, I'm going to show you why working harder is no longer enough to get ahead, and what actually replaces it in this new system. Because by the time this becomes obvious to everyone, it will already be too late.